Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me. It's been a while since I gave you guys an update on the situation in regards to Valheim, the survival game which is only available on PC right now. Whether it's coming to console or not. Last time I gave you guys an update on this was around June. As you can see, I have found some news on this. This article was published 20 days ago. Over at Games Radar. So, guys, if you don't know anything about Valheim, I'm not going to go into it now or here because most of you who've clicked on this video will know all about Valheim. Basically, it's a survival game with Vikings. It's really cool. I've spent some time with it on PC. It's not available on consoles, hence me making these videos. However, with that being said, Valheim console ports are an option on the table. Now, before I read the rest of this article to you guys, before today, or rather 20 days ago when this article was published, there was no news on Valheim, and I check every sort of few days, and there was nothing. It was just like, yeah, maybe, it was just sort of opinion pieces. This is the first bit of concrete news we've got. So yeah, it goes on to say, Valheim could come to console at some point in the future, according to its developer's co-founder. Speaking to Games Radar, Iron Gate Henrik Tornvik said that his team had been discussing the possibility of a console release for its Viking-themed survival game. As of right now, the developer says porting the game is an option that is on the table, but no firm decision has been made, and there's no word on when new versions of the game might see the light of day. Valheim launched into early access on Steam earlier this year and swiftly became one of the PC's platform's most successful titles ever, topping 7 million sales in a matter of weeks. That success was an obvious boon for Iron Gate. Iron Gate are the developer guys behind Valheim, but they also threw up thousands of bugs for the team to fix, affecting the game's roadmap to the extent that its first update, Hearth and Home, only released earlier this month. Hearth and Home, that should have said, I think. Hearth and Home? Hearth. Anyway. Valheim's success on PC means it's pretty likely to capture a console audience, but there's no word on whether Iron Gate will aim for last-gen or new-gen consoles. And with a full PC roadmap already in place, it seems unlikely that the developer will look to bring the game to any consoles until its full release, which the team says isn't expected until at least a year after release. So it's food for thought, guys. It's an interesting piece, this, because, like I've already said, there was no news at all on whether it's going to hit PS4, PS5, Xbox One, or Xbox Series X. My opinion on this is it will come to console because, like I've said in previous videos, there's such a huge gaming console audience that the developer knows money talks. They'll make loads of money if this goes to console, just like Rust has, just like DayZ did when it first arrived on Xbox and then later on PS4. In regards to what generation of consoles this will be specifically ported to, who can say? I would think that it would be PS5, Xbox Series X only, but again, it remains to be seen. I mean, there's so many questions with this. For you guys that haven't played Valheim as well, it is loads of fun, especially when you play it with friends. I think it's an underrated game, which is a crazy thing to say because there was loads of noise about this game when it first arrived, but I still think it's very underrated. It doesn't get the attention that games like Rust did. I'm not saying it's as good as Rust, it's very different, but it's so much fun. It would work on consoles really well. I don't think it's technically a demanding game, so maybe it could hit PS4 and Xbox One because of that, but I'm of the mind that I like developers to start thinking about current gen, which is PS5 and the Series X, rather than last gen, PS4 and Xbox One now. Because you've got the more power to play with, you've got SSD, it's just the developers can bring a PC game to one of those consoles with ease. Not that I know anything about game development or porting porting PC games over to consoles, but I think the logic behind it assumes that anyway. But yeah, that is the bit of news, guys, for you on Valheim. When I find out anything more on this, I'll upload a video just like I have today. And I have got other content coming to the channel as well, guys. Recently, I've been kind of uploading one video a week, whereas I was doing kind of one video a day. But I've said this before, life has got in the way lately. Everything's good, and I hope you guys are all well, and I hope you're staying safe out there. The world seems to be getting back to normal, as normal as possible anyway. But yeah, I've got loads of other content. I got Dave from Dave's Game Room's going to jump over to the channel. We are going to get that retro gaming series back up and running. I had a chat with Dave at the weekend. And we will also be doing the retro football videos as well. So keep an eye out for those, where me and Dave play and discuss our favourite and our worst football games in days gone by. And I should have said old school, guys. The old school series will be coming back, not retro gaming, but it is retro gaming. It's just called old school. Yeah. Anyway, I'm waffling on here, guys. You have an awesome morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what time it is when you are listening to this video. I nearly said podcast. It's not a podcast. And I will speak to you all very soon. Take care.